So usually you don't hear me talking about Northern Ireland, especially me being in Cavan, just on the border with Northern Ireland. But I do think it's important to speak about these things because I'll show you now. So the Northern Ireland Executive, which is called Stormont, they're giving themselves a nice pay rise. Isn't it very good? The 53,000 at the moment, they're getting 67,000 now after this, a 27% pay increase. And now, Sinn Féin isn't government in Northern Ireland. Sinn Féin is a disaster in Northern Ireland. You think they're nationalists and stuff, but they are a disaster. They literally are a disaster on an industrial scale. They've done nothing for the people of Northern Ireland, Sinn Féin. And you think they would be doing their best, up in government, because they say they want to get into government down here. God bless us and save us in Ireland. But yeah, it's a disaster. So they're giving themselves a pay rise, and again, people are getting robbed blindly here. This is what's happening. Same in the Republic of Ireland, same across the world. Politicians think they're entitled to this. Like if you ask the politicians, they say, "Oh, we're entitled to this. We deserve it. We work hard, etc." And this is what they say pretty much. You hear it all the time that they think they're somehow entitled to this. But I wanted to show you a few things in Northern Ireland because, like Ireland, it's everything's fallen apart. All its public services is just fallen to bits. And the politicians get rich and the people suffer. So we just look at the National Ambulance Service of Northern Ireland. So on average, people wait a long time, the same as in Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, for an ambulance to turn up, because obviously waiting times, etc. People waiting more than 15 minutes for an ambulance. People waiting 12 hours in emergency departments. The same here. Waiting lists, and this is just a few years ago. This is just in 2024, so it's not got any better since. But it just goes to show you, and again, remember, Stormont's getting a pay rise, and this has pretty much not got any better since then. It's probably got worse. But then we look at this too, the education services in Northern Ireland in crisis due to just overworked and less teachers, no money for the teachers, etc. And then we look at this, that 18% of people growing up in Northern Ireland are in poverty, pretty much the same as in the Republic of Ireland too. A lot of children are growing up in poverty in Northern Ireland. And people are facing poverty in Northern Ireland due to lower wages, etc. And Sinn Féin have done nothing. Sinn Féin are more worried about let's bring in transgenderism for children. That's what Sinn Féin is worried about. Let's worry about that instead of maybe worrying about keeping people going, keeping people's lives on track. We're going to worry about giving vouchers to children for transgenderism. Pretty much that's what Sinn Féin. That's what Sinn Féin's worried about. Top priority for Sinn Féin. Everything else they don't care about. But yeah, I think this is a disgrace. I just wanted to say, and I'm not a citizen in Northern Ireland, I don't pay tax in Northern Ireland, but I just wanted to say this because it's important to say, even if it was in the United Kingdom, I would probably say it too, that it is a disgrace that this happens, that this is allowed to happen in a country. And again, as I say, just this is a small example of other things. We could go into other stuff, crime, etc. in Northern Ireland. We could be here all day, basically, the same as in the Republic of Ireland. But it's a disgrace. It really, really is a disgrace. If they were getting anything at all, they should be taking the money off them. They should be taking 27% off their salaries for doing such a bad job. Because Sinn Féin and the DUP and the whole lot of them in Stormont probably should take a pay cut, a 27-30% pay cut, because they're not running Northern Ireland well. Simple as that. I know the British government have the last say pretty much in everything they do pretty much, but still, they're not running Northern Ireland well. Simple as that, they're not. The same we could say for the Irish government, they're not running Ireland well. It's the same across the West, but I do think this is a disgrace, and I don't think it should happen. I think they should reject it. This is from April. I think everybody in Northern Ireland should be very upset about this because it's not right. Because the average wage in Northern Ireland too is not high. The average yearly wage is not high. It's about not even half of this. It's sometimes 30, I think it's 30,000, maybe 40,000, something that might be generous in a few cases. But that's an average. In Ireland's a bit more, on paper at least. But it's a lot less in Northern Ireland compared to the Republic of Ireland. But what I'm trying to say is, this is very generous for people that only sit in Stormont, etc. Very generous. It shouldn't be, especially because again, it'd be different if there's no crises in Northern Ireland or in the Republic of Ireland too. But of course, they probably want to get it up to an only TD salary in the Republic of Ireland, which is 100 and something thousand a year, which is insane. But yeah, it's absolutely insane. Again, this is along with allowances, expenses, etc. So they're doing very well. So yeah, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more. And do you agree with this? Do you not? If you're from Northern Ireland, let me know. What do you think? Do you agree with this? I think majority of people would say no. Any reasonable person would be like, no way, Jose. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more and bye.